Congressman Jim Banks, member of the House Armed Services, Education, and Veterans Affairs Committees. Great to have you with us, Congressman.
Great to be with you.
We've got a lot to cover here. Let's start with these two measures passed in the House, some with some of your friends and associates attached to it in favor. What do you think, what do you make of that, and where does it go in the Senate?
Well, neither one of these provisions are going anywhere, Lou. They're both Democrat-designed amendments to attack this president who, in all regards, has handled the situation with Iran with incredible wisdom, with restraint. But both of these measures are Nancy Pelosi Democrat-designed hit pieces to go after the president, to tie his hands. And what I want to boil this down to for you and your listeners, Lou, right. I served in Afghanistan in uniform. I remember what it was like to wake up in the middle of the night when the Taliban was firing rockets at our base. And both of these measures that passed on the floor of the House today, if you think about it, if you're in uniform on one of these bases in Iraq, these measures would tie the president's hands from preemptive attacks against our enemies to prevent those types of attacks. If I'm in uniform on a base abroad today, I would be very disappointed and alarmed that anyone would vote for a measure like either one of these amendments that passed on the House floor.
The president says no matter what, if he were to get to his desk, he'd veto it, and that's that. Congressman, let me ask you about this moment between Rand Paul and John Roberts. If we could roll first the Rand Paul Chief Justice exchange, please.
I have a question to present to the desk for the House Manager Schiff and for the President's Counsel.
The presiding officer declines to read the question as submitted.
And with that, Congressman, Rand Paul didn't get his question, which would have presumably led to some furtherance of the public identity of the whistleblower.
Yeah. First of all, I think, Lou, as you know, there is no whistleblower here. This is a leaker. It's not. It's not technically. We're not technically dealing with a whistleblower. But secondly, Rand Paul,
What are we dealing with? Because the media, it doesn't want to be the first to step out on this, identify him. We know who it is. We know the associations of the whistleblower. We even know his motivation.
And that's what's brilliant about Senator Paul's question. He's getting at the heart of the matter. This is a political operative who from the outset was intent upon looking for ways to destroy this president. And that's why Senator Paul's question is so relevant and important to get to the heart of the matter, that from the outset, this so-called whistleblower was coordinating his activities with Adam Schiff and the House Intelligence Committee to go after President Trump.
Why, in your judgment, have they been successful, Schiff, Pelosi, the left, in freezing this person? He's effectively vanished from our language, if not from the swamp.
I think that has a lot to do with the left-wing mainstream media that has gone after anyone who's dared to talk about the identity of the so-called whistleblower. And that, unfortunately, that's played out even on the Senate floor today, with the Chief Justice refusing to ask one of the most relevant questions that would have been asked in the entirety of these impeachment hearings.
In fairness to the Chief Justice, he would have had to be the one read the question. Therefore, it would have been him revealing, if you will. It was sort of a peculiar twist of the maneuver. But nonetheless, let's go to the fact that he's going to have less to preside over, it appears. It now seems that Mitch McConnell has got the votes to not continue this farce and end any call for witnesses.
I'm particularly excited about this because Tuesday night is the State of the Union address. And if the President of the United States can walk out before the American people on live television at the State of the Union address and declare that all of this this circus is over with and we can get back to doing the work of the American people, that's going to be a great moment for this president. It's going to be a great moment for the Congress. It's going to be a great moment for America, because we can get back to what matters most, and that's fulfilling this agenda that President Trump was elected to fulfill to begin with.
Of course, this president is the only one who has been working for the American people throughout. Congressman Jim Banks, thanks for being with us. Always good to see you. Thank you very much.